other day I was at the network and something came up about managers and gut and how old school managers used to go like to the horse track before the game, and just like the whole instinctive gut thing. They're in the dugout and do I keep Tyon in and not? Like there was such a feel, and Billy was a baseball savant genius. He really was. And I just didn't realize that I'm being a young kid and having Billy Martin as my first manager full year in '88. But yeah, kind of miss those days of allowing a manager to know his roster, know what's going on at the time, the pulse, et cetera, and make decisions that way. And it's all prescribed now. It's a little bit of a bummer.
I agree with you. Last night I'm sitting there with my 11-year-old watching the game. We've been watching Yankee games all year long together, just sitting there hip to hip. Tyon is barely over 60 pitches, but it's the third time through the order. And with one out, guy reaches base, and that's it. End of game. Over.
But you played in it. By there with your son, you're saying, oh, boy, son, third time around, the OPS goes up to 850.
That's what they said on the broadcast. And he looks at me, and he says, do you agree with this, Dad? And I said, absolutely not. I do not. I do not agree with this, but you heard it on the broadcast last night. I think Brian Anderson said, or Ron Darling said, the batting average goes up to 300 on the third time through the order. Your OPS is through the roof.
But who was it against? Here, I could have a high batting average against and a high OPS and slug if you don't allow me to fight through that. Therefore, the body of work of third time through the order, even through a full season of a healthy season of 30 starts, I might only have been given a chance to face 10 guys, 12 guys, 14 guys. So they're 3 for 12 or 4 for 12. Like
right.
it looks bad. Maybe one guy had a double and had scored 2 runs. I don't know. I think there's an instinctive gut. And I think last night was a snapshot. And, Tyon had a good year. He was one of their guys, 14-5 in ERA in the high threes. I think it is the safe move, right? It's a 1-1 game. You're in the fifth. It's getting a little squirrely. I haven't bared down enough on the season to find out. Clark Schmidt ended up getting the big double play ball there,
yes,
and then having him go out the next inning. But I think you're looking at even the big payroll clubs that there's really kind of 3 guys, if you will, that a manager feels very comfortable based on the success of a back end bullpen. But when even the big dogs with big payrolls, it gets dicey, even though they have 8 guys sitting in the bullpen. And I don't know whether that's usage or just high leverage. But to go to Clark Schmidt, I don't know. Do you want Clark Schmidt in there to get out of Tyon's mess? To maybe Tyon can go 6 innings, and now it's still 1-1. Do I bring in Loizaga and treat it like I'm up a run? So then you end up using Trevino, and then Montas hadn't pitched in like a month. And it's still only, the game was still obviously in hand. It was 3-1 at the time. I don't know.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.